talk about. Ooh, comments already. People already have comments. Hello, everybody. Let me just tweet real quick that I am on live already, and we'll get started. Man, today has been a crazy freaking day. Let me tell you, I woke up late as hell because I didn't work. So I'm just like whatever. And when I saw the news of the whole COVID outbreak in Fury's camp, I was immediately like, ugh, what does today have in store for boxing? What does today have in store for boxing? I It's just too much, you guys. I At this point, this fight is just even worse on my mental health than my own problems. I feel like it's too much, man. Uh, see, Tony says, "Here comes the conspiracy theories." Of course, we've always had those, you know. Hi, Jay Cooley, how are you? Long time no see. I'm out of breath because like I was counting down. I'm like, I need to get my little whiskey in because today has been crazy. Of course, you guys let me know your thoughts because Tony says Fury seems like a crazy Max Newsmax and conservative type. Well, he is religious, so I just feel like maybe a lot of people who are religious, who tend to be religious, they tend to be more like, well, Jesus can protect me, and this whole thing is just insane. Yes, Dan Raphael, he is a very trustworthy source, and I feel like when he said it, I'm like, this is true. It's Tim Nix is Fury and still zero title defenses. So let's talk about that, right? Let's talk about that because while this is a sticky situation because we can't disprove that the man got COVID. We can't rightfully accuse him of lying or saying, "Oh no, he doesn't have COVID" or any of that because guys, it is Vegas. Vegas has always been a hot spot for COVID, and they had lifted the mask mandate, and people are in the Capetillo boxing gym. There's a lot of boxers who come in and out of there, so we can't really be like, oh, he's lying. But at the same time, this does feed into the specific narrative that Tim is talking about here, right? The zeros title defenses, because he has done this before. Obviously, again, we can't claim this is like something that he planned, like he planned to get COVID. Like, we can't say that, right? But it does feed into this narrative that Fury just hasn't been able to make a title defense before. We know that what happened with the Klitschko. Now this, especially, I think the reason why this narrative that Tim is pointing out is much more strong with this specific case is because, we saw that Deontay Wilder had to go to court and do the arbitration in order to even get this second opportunity, this third opportunity with Fury, right? Because it was a legally binding fucking document that Fury had signed. But now this, so it's like, it's. I can see why there's people with these narratives. Daniel, hi Daniel, celebrity deathmatch when Scotch went like my head back. I'm confused. Say what I want. Say what you want. This saga needs to be over. Yes, and I think at this point, not only does this hurt the sport, but it also hurts this entire promotion because at this point we're like, oh my god, the whole freaking heavyweight division is on hold, guys. The whole division is on hold because of this. And again, we talked when Wilder first won the arbitration. I got on here to remind you guys to read, you know, kind of shift the anger to not to Wilder. Wilder is simply getting something that he was promised to in a document. Like he was just trying to make the contract, right? Redirect that anger to to Fury back then, right? He's the one that was negotiating a whole different fight instead of just giving Wilder the rematch. Why not give Wilder the trilogy to just, get it over with? At this point, it's just like, man, just please get it over with. Why would you accuse him after slapped Wilder up twice? Ha 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 ha. I didn't accuse him of lying. I was simply saying that I understand that narrative. I never said that he was lying about contracting COVID. Uh, hello, our friend Laura is in the house. Laura, how are you? Laura? is Team Wilder. Um, Amtrak says he's definitely trying to make Wilder wait a little bit more. The trilogy is inevitable. Well, I think, the first time the contract kind of expired, and that's why they felt like they could move on to fighting Joshua instead and start negotiating that. But I feel like, given the fact that it's COVID, with this one, yes, I think the arbitration said by September 15 or something like that. But I think with COVID, you can't control those things, right? You can't control COVID. So I feel like the judge, and this is not going to be like, oh, it's not going to happen. I think the problem comes with PBC already has another pay-per-view in August, so it can't move to August. We know we have Errol Spence versus Pacquiao, and then September, that's like Canelo month, right? So I think they said October, which is a long time, and I feel for Wilder, man. I feel for him because he must be tired as fuck of this. And maybe Fury too. Fury has talked about his mental health struggles stem from not being busy in the ring. So maybe this is gonna fuck up his mental health too. But there is people that claim that they're trying to just make Wilder wait more, and a lot of people claim his mental games. At this point, we don't know. Hi, Rich Kid. Tony says arbitration deadline is September 15th. Fury is going to skate again. It's again, that is the arbitration date that they're supposed to meet, but at the same time, we have to remember that it's COVID and you can't control whether you get COVID as much. Really, you can't. So I feel like this will be an exception, and given the fact that the first time it didn't happen because of the whole COVID thing, I feel like that will also be an exception this time around. Where Fury's also getting a lot of hate is that he only got one dose of the vaccine, according to Dan Raphael and Lance Pugmire, I believe. He only got one dose of the vaccine. So when people know that he only got one dose, and you have Bob Arum on the other hand, oh, my son's flexing in the back. When Bob Arum already went on record saying that all camps have been vaccinated, and he went on record saying that everybody had been vaccinated, that everybody was ready to go. Yet in the pressers for Ramirez versus Taylor, he was telling people, take your mask off. COVID is gone. Take your mask. Which I think that was kind of irresponsible for him to be like, take your mask off. We're going to have full capacity. Like, no more, no more mask and fuck this COVID shit. That's basically what he was saying. Right? And it's kind of irresponsible now to also have claimed that both camps were completely vaccinated, yet 8 to 10 people in the Fury camp have tested positive for COVID. And that's just, it seems like there's contradicting reports, and I think that's where it comes in, where Fury gets a bad reputation, because you do have the promoter saying that everybody's been vaccinated, yet here comes, like, never mind, only one dose, and 8 to 10 of them tested positive. That is a little much. Maxwell says Fury could have canceled the contract in December, but you can't. That's the thing. He couldn't. That's the point. He couldn't have canceled it because it's a binding contract. Like, you can't. It's a contract. You can't, like, he would have to, like, pay or get fined. This is not scotch, it's just rye. But I used 2 ice cubes because I'm hot and it's hot as hell. Fury team got COVID probably because they celebrating partying to in England doing well in Euros. Yes. My motherland, get the hell out of here. Yes, and as we know, he was online celebrating the football. England's doing well. They've been posting on Instagram that they've been partying. I've heard he's been on TikTok dancing and stuff. So I'm not sure there, but yeah, I heard they're partying. A lot of people are placing the responsibility on him, on Fury, because he only got one dose of the vaccine, and because they've been partying and doing stuff even though it's COVID season, and you can't blame someone for getting COVID. Like, it's COVID, but you could have taken better precautions, and I think that's what's hurting Fury's reputation right now, that he didn't take the proper precautions to maybe not make this happen. And that makes any sense, because yeah, you can get vaccinated and you can still get COVID. The vaccine is so that you build immunity and you don't get severe symptoms and there's less fatalities, right? Like, I get that you can still get COVID even if you're vaccinated. But 8 or 10 motherfuckers in your camp, like not hard for me to believe that everybody in the camp is vaccinated and all of y'all got it. Like what? I don't know that. So I don't think they were. I feel like maybe Fury was vaccinated with one shot, or maybe they all just got one shot. And of course, we have to wait for things to develop. More details to come out. But as of what we know, as of now, you can say that he could have been a little bit more responsible. Though again, it's COVID, and what are you gonna do? Tony says Wilder ain't getting any younger. Dude's gonna be 36 soon. Yeah, I think Wilder's probably just feeling like, oh my god, how long do I have to wait for this? Diane says, why did Mayweather not give Pac-Man a trilogy when Pac-Man gave Floyd a better fight? Okay, we're not even gonna jump into that. And Pac-Man did not give Floyd a better fight. What are y'all talking about? Y'all got some weird ass. What the fuck are y'all talking about? You guys have some weird ass freaking like. Y'all weird. I don't get that. What the fuck? What does that have to do with anything? Oh my god. Anyway, that's weird, but okay. Let's see. Tex Max says, is Fury trying to dodge Wilder? I don't know. I don't know if he is. That's the narrative going on. ¿Qué onda? ¿Qué onda? And yes, even like I just mentioned that, I knew we were gonna jump in and start. I just said that it's not 100%. Nothing is 100%. Whoa, I'm way behind in the comments. I am so sorry about that. I will get on with the comments. Usyk wants on a rematch clause because there's a mandatory. I don't blame him. Well, when you're mandatory and you don't have a belt, I don't think there should be a rematch clause. Why? It's a mandatory. When do you hear mandatories have a rematch clause unless they have a belt themselves? My friend. What about Delfimo Tanque saying he faked it because he couldn't sell his tickets? That's also been there's always these rumors, right? There's always going to be people who accuse people who get COVID at the most inconvenient times that they're faking, right? There's always going to be these accusations. And again, what hurts the fighters and what further pushes these accusations is that they didn't, I think Delfimo said he didn't get vaccinated because he had asthma or something. He's like, I didn't get vaccinated because I have asthma, which in my opinion is like, then get it, because you have more of a chance of when you get COVID to have complications because you have respiratory issues, right? So it's like, you should get it if you have asthma. Like, what? But I think he claimed he didn't have it. And then at Top Rank's last fight, we did see the Top Rank people say that he was in Italy with his wife. And it's like, how do you travel when you have COVID? Like, that makes no sense. So again, same with Delfimo, that's what fuels these type of conspiracy theories, right? Or these narratives that, he faked it. That's what fuels these things, because he's in fucking Italy with his wife. And like what? How do you do that? And then with Fury, because he only got one vaccine and because he's out here partying and all these stuff. So people are going to have those narratives be even more because of these things, right? And yes, Tony, you got to feel for both the undercard for Teofimo Lopez and Cambosos and this undercard for the Fury and Wilder trilogy, which I think this undercard was pretty great. Right, he had Hellenius and Nawaki, whatever his name is. That was a great fight and a good fight to add on to this heavyweight fight. You had that top ranked prospect also fighting in the heavyweights. You had Gabe Flores, all of these guys that that deserve the money, that deserve the exposure. Now suddenly it's gone. So or prolong maybe next time, but it's got to be frustrating as hell. It's definitely got to be frustrating as hell to know that you already had a date set in mind and now it's gone. And the date was literally 2 weeks from now. 2 weeks from now. Like, imagine just being like, never mind. It's an American Irish. Okay, Daniel, I wish I had my video where it says, oh my gosh, shut up. Yeah. Y'all some fucking weirdos. And yes, I already said this. To Fury skating. Fury messed up. I feel bad for Wilder. Azizi, everybody subscribe to Azizi's podcast, especially if you love all sorts of Eastern European fighters. He definitely does amazing work. commentating on the fights, and he's just amazing. He has a badass podcast, so follow his podcast. And yes, you gotta feel bad for Wilder, and I can't wait to see what he says. Like, I want him. I know he's been really quiet for this installment of the trilogy. I know he's been very quiet and not talking to the media, but I wish he was more about like talking to us and saying shit with his chest, just like he was saying shit with his chest after the first one. I want him to be that Wilder again, but maybe he's just too focused. Maybe Wilder's too focused. But yes, I feel like even if this wasn't intentionally from Fury, like, all conspiracies aside, Fury has COVID. He didn't plan for it. It still has to have some mind effect on Wilder, and you gotta understand how he's gonna, how that's gonna affect Wilder's performance come fight night in October, probably. Talking about, I don't even want to know about all that right now. I love that you guys are saying hi to each other in the comments. Lily, come on now. He doesn't get a pass. His caption. I never said he got a pass. Y'all need to stop projecting. Please stop projecting your own biases on me. I never said that. I never said he got a pass. I said he's been partying. I said he should have gotten the second vaccine. I said those things. I said that's what fuels his narratives even more. It fuels the narratives because he wasn't being responsible. Same with Teofimo Lopez. Like, I said that. I'm not saying that he gets a pass. I do not. Hearn and John Fury says Top Rank could have if they paid a release fee, Bob and the night. Shit. I don't even know. Hello everybody. I just want to know if you guys would think this would change the the outcome of the third fight. I don't know. I did get the Xbox. Charlo Castaño. Ooh, I'm so excited for that. I am so excited for that fight. I'm already drunk, you guys. Just kidding. Charlo wins with 12 in my opinion. Okay, let's still talk about all this stuff first. Because hi Chris. I think what has people upset is that, that he didn't get the vaccine, and also that this fight alone is holding the division. But at the same time, not really, because who knows if the other guys are actually going to fight each other, Oh, you're so wholesome. But it's frustrating, definitely. You don't know what's going to happen with this fight. You don't know if it's actually means that this is why the division is not moving along. We got Eddie Hearn already offering Dillian White to Wilder as a replacement, right? He's like, oh, I got Dillian White ready to go. And I know a lot of fans, especially UK fans, feel like Dillian White does deserve that shot with Deontay Wilder, and that he's been his mandatory for so long, right? That he deserves that, especially after defeating Povetkin in the rematch recently. I feel like a lot of people feel like, yeah, sure, if you're already ready for camp, just might as well fight Dillian White, right? But I don't think Wilder gives a fuck about any other opponent right now that is not Tyson Fury, if that makes any sense. I feel like I think right now, this is why he didn't, take the other opponents. I feel like Wilder is locked on just, being there, just being against Fury and being with him. I don't think I don't know. I just think he's not going to take the White fight, even if Eddie Hearn offers him, and that would bring more negotiation bullshit within itself. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think that White should be considered as a replacement, or do you guys just, fuck it, let's just wait till October now? I know we were looking forward to these type of fights because, we were hella excited for this fight, then Pacquiao, then, like Canelo, like back-to-back months of really big fights, So I don't know how you guys feel about the Dillian White situation, if you guys would feel like he's a proper opponent to put in there, or if you stand with Wilder with just getting the Fury fight out of the way, because I feel like he has to wait for Fury for October, because if he fights Dillian White, then he has to go through another camp and further prolong that fight that he wants to fight with Fury. Plus, that was the point of the arbitration. The point of the arbitration was to, just dead ass, just fight Fury next. That's what it was about. I wouldn't, Michael. Hi, Michael. I wouldn't trust why with Vada anyway. Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz, yeah, I don't think he's back yet. He just fought. He had a hard-earned battle with victory with ¿cómo se llama? Arreola, right? He had that with Arreola, so I don't think he would be right in to jump with Wilder. Wilder still, I know Wilder lost a lot of credibility because of his excuses after this fight, but Wilder still got that equalizer. He still got that power. So Tim says if Fury doesn't take the fight until September deadline, Fury should. You would think that at least he would vacate it, but he's not going to do that. This is on the sanctioning bodies themselves, right? This falls back on the sanctioning bodies and how they want to regulate how they go about this. But then if they do take his belt away, then it feels like he's being punished for getting COVID, right? And that can also be hurtful to like the narrative of the sport because they're punishing him for getting COVID and not being able to fight Wilder in July. And if it prolongs even more, then they're like, oh, we're going to strip you. That seems like if they're punishing him for getting COVID, if that makes any sense. Why can't wait? Why can wait? He already waited this long. He can wait some more. Wilder Fury 3 is the most important fight for me right now. It was, it was the fight of the summer besides, Spence versus versus Pacquiao, but this is, yes, I love Spain. I have mastered the Spanish accent. I don't even speak dialect anymore. I love Spain. Spain is my home. I love it so much. That's why I'm gonna start talking with this accent instead. Why is that? I think if it wasn't like an arbitration and Fury and Wilder didn't have this history, if Fury and Wilder didn't have this specific history, then White could be, the replacement. But because of all this that's, transpired between both these fighters and how we've come such a long way here, I feel like again, Wilder could fight this guy and then he would have to take another more months for another camp. I feel like people wouldn't like that. Hi, Javier. Javier says Michael Hunter can be an option money. Well, he was, from what I remember, he was initially supposed to have a comeback fight against Michael Hunter before fighting Fury. But I mean, I just hope they're able to still put the undercard in a good card. But I don't know if they're going to want to wait so they could also get that exposure. I don't know. And how Wilder does depends on if he has his foot recovered from. It's been forever. He's recovered. Javier says Hunter is in camp. I still think I would love for that to be an option, but I think because again, if Fury fought anybody else at this point, then it would be he would have to wait even longer to fight Fury, and I think that's the point that he's trying to make. I think that's the point that he's trying to make, that he's not about to just throw that away all over again and then wait even longer. Hunter ducked Hergovic. Reese being ducked in heavyweight. Why is he being ducked? Because he fought what's his name? He fought Arreola. Ruiz versus White would slap. Ruiz versus Ortiz would slap. I would love all those. I'm not going. I didn't apply for credentials. I have my kids, so it's my weekend with my kids. Every other weekend they go with their dads. This is not one of them. So I'm not gonna be there. So have fun though. I love that. I love that venue. I love the Bank of California Stadium. Yes, it's hot, but at night it feels good. Celtic PD turned down to become mandatory. Yeah, it's the heavyweight division just seems to be in shambles right now, and everybody's gonna blame it on this, and rightfully so. But also, before this, nobody was fighting each other, so who cares? Like Joshua, he still has other belts, and a lot of people are saying, hey, Wilder should just say fuck Fury and go fight Joshua. But Joshua's not gonna give Wilder a fight, especially not with Wilder not having any belts. I feel like Wilder needs to get a belt back in order to even have, an argument as to why AJ should fight him. Even though I would still love that fight. 11 at noon. The only way I'd go if I'm gonna message someone right now, like, can anybody comp my tickets? If you guys comp me 3 tickets, because my kids are with me this weekend, then we'll go. But no, I'm pretty sure that event's gonna be pretty well with the fans. The fans are dying to get back in, by the boxing atmosphere all over again, especially here at the Bank of California Stadium. It's LA, lots of Mexicans on the card. Definitely a good event for people here in the in that love the Golden Boy stable. um we'll get to all the questions about the other fighters right now. I'm just like I will go back in the comments to scan the other questions, but right now I just want to like talk about the Fury stuff, and then we talked about it enough. But let's see what else we can do. Ruiz is your favorite? He was my favorite before he completely fucked up the rematch. He didn't even Ruiz beats Parker. Well, not right now. He didn't look good against Arreola. I don't think right now. I think he's still getting used to the new trainer. I think he's still getting he's still getting like, in the rhythm of things with his new trainer in Eddie Reynoso. I say I don't think he should take that right now. Because that was a close fight. I did have him beating Parker the first one, but now I don't know. And yes, that's my bookshelf. It's beautiful. I have my Sailor Moon, Goku, Heisenberg, Muhammad Ali. I got all the cool stuff over there. How did Ruiz impress you against Arreola? Because he got knocked out and got back up? Possibly. Have a good one, you two. Okay, so let's wrap up this controversy between Fury and Wilder so that we can move on to more topics in boxing, especially this weekend's fight, as well as next weekend with Charlo and Castaño. So recap. Wake up. Fury's camp. There's a pandemic. There's a COVID-19 outbreak. Like, and no, this can't be happening. We're not sure if he can, if Fury's all that has COVID. Now, how the fuck? All right. Now we have, the developing story with Fury was actually one that actually got COVID himself as well, along with 8 to 10 more people in his camp. Turns out he only had one dose of the vaccine. Turns out he's been partying. He's been having fun. Not partying because he's in camp, so I don't want to say he's been partying, but he's been out and about with friends. So when people find all this stuff out, of course they're gonna get a little bit upset, right? And then because Bob Arum had already explained that everybody was fully vaccinated, that also, kind of fucks up the narrative. And because they had initially said that Fury was asymptomatic, like that he was not having any symptoms of COVID. They said, they reported on the timeline that Fury had no symptoms. And then later, like 2 hours later, it's like, no, wait, no, he does have very bad symptoms. And it's like, did he just get them like 2 hours ago, or what's happening? So I think, of course, it's a story that's developing right now, and we can't take everything that they throw out as legit, hard facts. But I wish there was a little bit more, I think, consistency with their reports. So let's see let's see how the story develops. We can't really do anything about it now other than wait for a new date. They're looking for a date in October, a weekend in October. And that's all we can do at this point. Just wait and see how the story's going to develop, how it's going to affect Wilder, and what Fury's going to say. I can't wait for people to hopefully, there's channels that Fury is fond with. Hopefully Fury can call one of those channels and talk to them. Same with Wilder. Wilder has channels that he's fond of. Hopefully they can get an interview with him and kind of get his thoughts on everything, because I'm pretty sure he's pretty fucking pissed about this. And it's just like kicking someone while they're down. It's like, oh my God, really? So I feel like Azizi said, I feel for Wilder. So now that that's wrapped up, and you guys can bring it up at any other point too, but now that that's wrapped up, well, let me end it with this. What do you guys think in the way of like, is it Fury's fault? You feel he should have, not his fault, because again, it's COVID. It's it's not 100% that you're just not gonna get it, right, from anyone. So do you think he should have been more responsible? Do you think there's people that think he's faking it. There's people that think he's just doing it to get in Wilder's head. There's, as you can see in the chat, there's people who say he's ducking Wilder, which to me, that I don't think that's a smart thing to do, because just get it over with already, please. And just what do you think about the situation? But I'm gonna go back and get everything else on all the other comments, okay? Let's see. Woo! Oh man, I let me go in the comments on the video because uh let's see. So let's talk. Let's see. The people are saying, "Oh my god, I hate when YouTube uh censors comments without telling me." That makes me angry. I didn't even know that there's people commenting stuff and YouTube hides them. I'm like showing them right now. I'm so sorry because I stream out of another app. So now going to the stream, I see that for some reason there's been comments that have been hidden. Like, don't think I'm deleting them. I don't delete anything on my lives. You guys are allowed to say whatever the fuck y'all want to say on here. I don't care. But yeah, I didn't know that YouTube does that. So let's see. People wanted to talk about Jojo Diaz, right? They said Jojo Diaz this weekend. He looked good. I clapped when he made weight. When I saw he made weight, I was like, hey, Jojo Diaz, good for you. He always looks different. Back then he was kind of rocking the J Balvin look. He had like spots in his hair and hair dye and all that sort of stuff. He looks different this time. Good for him. He's a dad now. Good for him. Hopefully he does well. I'm excited that when Devin Haney didn't want to face Fortuna, Ryan Garcia just didn't want to face Fortuna. He came over here and he's like, I'll face this guy. I need an opponent. Fuck it, give him to me. So I like that from Jojo Diaz. I fuck with that. That he was the one that's like, I'll face this guy. Why is everybody scared of him? I'll face him. So good for him. That's the fight that I'm actually most excited about tomorrow because we are very familiar with both guys. So I'm really excited for that one, and good for Jojo Diaz. Andre wants Canelo, but he wasn't fighting any competition. Warren Canelo, besides being a champion, I think this, you bring up a really good point, because if Boo Boo Andre hadn't gotten that vacant belt from fighting, who did he fight? Sulecki? Who did he fight for the vacant belt? I forgot, because he was supposed to fight Billy Joe Saunders, but you know what happened there, the nasal spray. But he wouldn't be in this conversation, right? And I know there's people who claim that Canelo's ducking Andre, but I have not seen anything from Andre that makes me feel like he gives Canelo that many problems. And he is 33, like Maxwell says. I just feel like he could have a better approach about how he asked for a fight against Canelo, because Canelo hasn't been at 160 since 2019. So he's saying, hey, fight me, and I think he's like, he asked Canelo who has he fought, when in my opinion, you can talk shit about Canelo's resume all you want, all day. Do it. But when it comes from Boo Boo Andre, it's like, Boo Boo Andre, who have you fought? So it's, I don't know. I would love for Triple G versus Andre. I don't know why they don't do that. They're both with DAZN. They're both with Eddie Hearn. Why not make that? What's I don't know. I heard Triple G is fighting Murata next, in Japan or something. I'm not too excited about that. Murata has already lost. He's already been down. I'm not like stoked on that. I'd rather have Triple G versus Charlo, but Charlo, he's on PBC, so that's the other problem. But Andre is also at 160. So why not make that? I don't get it. Next time I see Eddie Hearn, I'm going to be like, hey, can you just tell me why that fight doesn't happen, please? Canelo versus Boo would be great, but Canelo doesn't want to give a payday he never had. Yes, and that's an important thing to remember, that Canelo's petty as fuck. Canelo is petty as fuck. He did not want to give Triple G another payday. He didn't even want to give him a second one, but because it was a draw, right, he had to. And then with Boo Boo Andre, I feel like after the shit he pulled after the Billy Joe Saunders fight, Boo Boo is not getting that payday from Canelo. Not after the way that he came on about that, right? And it was weird because he showed up to the press conference help Billy Joe, and he was like hugging Billy Joe and like being buddy buddy with him. But then to the fight, he wore a shirt that said Canelo and Billy Joe Saunders are scared of me, and it's like, weren't you just buddy buddy with Billy Joe? What's going on here? I hear that Canelo's not happy with plan delay and ready to fight after Berta BF. I think that's a bad move for Canelo. Yeah, he's fucking crazy for that. I think because they saw that Berta BF has been dropped before. They see that in his last fight, which was, I think, in March, he didn't look like spectacular. Yes, he still won by way of knockout, but I think Canelo is definitely playing with fire here. But his haters love it because at the end of the day, his haters just want to see him get knocked the fuck out, right? So I feel like his haters are gonna love that he's gonna fight that they are entertaining the idea of Berta BF. You know what I mean? Um, with Plan, I would be so mad if the Plan fight doesn't happen. But I think the reason why maybe the Plan fight might not happen is because if Canelo wants to fight Plant, I think PBC is gonna want him to fight two more of their guys. You know, PBC wants to secure payday. You want payday, right? Like they want Canelo, just like when he asked for, when he asked for a plan the first time, he said no. The second time, they wanted Canelo to fight Lee, I think, or I don't know who else. They wanted him to fight like two other PBC people. So I think that they want Canelo to fight more than like a multi-fight deal. You know what I mean? In order to get Plant, and I would love that because imagine, fighting after, fuck it, fight Benavides. Defend, if you become undisputed, defend that shit against Benavides. Like that'd be amazing, right? Benavides is with PBC. And then hey, third fight, Charlo moving up at 168. Fight him. That would be solid, but I don't think Canelo would do that, which sucks. But that would be hella solid. I a lot of people are also saying that Plan's pricing himself out because he wants at least 10 million, which Jacobs got 12 million, and I think Kovalev got something like that too. I don't remember. But I think that, yeah, sure, why not? Give him 10 million because he does have that last piece of the puzzle that you want in order to make history. So if you want that piece of the puzzle, then pay the man. Pay the man. Give the man his freaking money. Tim says Maxwell Joshua was spanked by Rui. He was. Andre was high risk, low reward. He was. At this point, I don't think he is anymore. At this point, he is. Come on, he was hurt against the last fighter, and then he threw that one punch that other time in the YouTuber undercard where he like went across the ring because he missed. And yes, AJ Celestine, I agree. It's disappointing as hell, man. Like I'm sick of this trilogy stuff. I'm tired of the whole drama with Fury and Wilder, and I'm really excited. I'm really excited to eventually see it. Hold on. I just guys, only in boxing do you see these type of things where like fights that affect other people, because like you guys mentioned, the people in the undercard now don't have a date, and same with the Combosos and Teofimo situation. I just I don't like that, you guys. I just want this fight to happen like now. To be fair, Rabu fought better than Plant, but Plant. Oh, I think Caleb Plant knows that. I think he truly believes he can beat Canelo. He does believe that. But also, I feel like he knows he's the last piece of the puzzle. He's going to charge money because he knows that Canelo can't have his little moment in the sunshine. Canelo can't make history without him, right? So, of course, he's going to put a nice, hefty price tag on that. If Canelo wants history and wants to make history, then he's going to want to capitalize on that and say, Canelo, you want this belt? Not only are you going to have to fight me for it, like he thinks, I think Plan is very confident that he can beat Canelo, but he wants to also have a payday. And who doesn't? It's Canelo. Everybody wants payday. I thought he said 10. 10 million? I mean, uh-oh. Oops, you guys, I don't know why it stopped. Hold up. Wait a minute. Let me get my camera situated. Look how the quality went down. I need to get my camera situated again. But I look all oily. But yeah, like I don't know how to explain it, but he definitely I never heard that. Please tell me where he said that because that is really alarming. Let me put my other camera back. It came back. This is the webcam. Oh my god, why is this being so difficult? Okay, whatever. The camera's not working. The camera's being difficult. Let's fuck that. Nobody beats Canelo. I don't think anybody beats Canelo right now either. I would love to see him against Benavidez, but who knows if that's ever gonna happen. I would love that. I would love that I mentioned, right? If PBC does want a multi-fight deal with Canelo, I would love for it to be Plant, Charlo, Benavidez, or Plant, Benavidez, Charlo. Plant, Benavidez, Charlo, because Benavidez is 168 already. Charlo would have to move up. So I would actually love that. I don't mind. I would love both of those. The offer 10 is just I think 10 is good. 12, 15. We have to blame Fury. Fury lied about contract expired. Fury tried to duck. Fury also ducked Vladimir. There's a pattern here, but September is a deadline for Fury and the game ends. I think, yes. I think, again, we can't blame him for getting COVID to an extent, because he should have been more responsible and he should have gotten vaccinated. And his whole team should have gotten vaccinated. Hey, if I'm a fucking fighter and I'm about to fight a important fight in my career and I need to, like, make sure that not only I get paid, but the people on the undercard get paid, then I better fucking tell my whole team, you guys are not coming in my camp unless you guys are vaccinated, right? I would tell people that. I'd say, hey, I'm vaccinated, or I'm going to get vaccinated. You guys have to get vaccinated, right? That's what I would tell them. I wouldn't be letting anybody in my camp. Shit, I don't do anything in my house. And I wouldn't hold on, let me try to get the camera on again. I wouldn't let nobody just in my fucking house that hasn't been vaccinated. I'd be like, respect my choice of wanting to have only vaccinated people in my space. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? I wouldn't want just some random people on here. Like, okay, let me try the other camera again. Oh, there you go. Oh, fucking technology. Technology is so crazy. Anybody want to hop on with me and talk with me? I would love for any of you guys to hop on with me. Chris, I don't know if you want to. Oh, Tank versus Barrios. I was in Mexico when that fight happened. I was in Mexico when that fight happened. It was free. That's what I loved about being on Mexico during a fucking pay-per-view, because pay-per-view in Mexico is free. So I was like, that, I was happy as hell. I didn't have to pay, what was it, $80 for it? Like, I did not have to pay for that. My grandma has the channel. I was like, hi, Corey. How are you? Yes, he was, and he old as hell. He's old, and yeah, that was not Plant's best performance. But yes, Tank versus Barrios. I was actually in Mexico. It was raining, so I was like, oh my god, I hope the signal doesn't go away because I hope the signal doesn't go away because I need to watch this. I don't have a number. I need to come up with a number, right? I should have a number to have you guys call in. You can message me on my social medias and I can send you an invite if you guys would like to. If you follow me on social media, at me, and I'll send you the link, and then you guys can come in and also have like what you want to say, as long as you don't say some shady shit to me. You can say whatever you want. Just don't say mean things to me. I'll cry. Yeah, if anybody wants to come on and give their 2 cents about any situation, go ahead and message me on social media. Let me put my social media on the screen if you guys don't already have it. Those are my socials. If you want to, I would prefer Twitter. I'm not as active on Instagram. If you guys want to like hop on and say something, come on in, and you guys are allowed to just go off, guys. Go off on what you think about the situation. And Tim says they say Fury won the face-off versus Wilder, but cannot show up to a scheduled fight Well, that was a really long freaking stare down. That was like 5 minutes, right? I was there, and I actually have a video. I'm gonna see if I can drop it. What do they call? What do they call it? Airdrop it to my computer so I can show you guys. I followed Wilder out of the fucking press conference, but he was not with it. He was not with, you know. So I think I actually already have it on here. Let me see. If I already have it on here, I'm gonna show you guys. I did as just walked next to that man, hoping that he would say something, do something. You know, like I was hoping he would kind of just at least acknowledge anybody that was there, but he did not. And I can't blame him. You know, he doesn't owe the media shit. But I was hoping that he would at least say something. So let me airdrop myself this video because I have all the videos. Hold on. Let me see. And I was just like, I hope he has time to like at least acknowledge the people who are behind him. But I think he's just locked and loaded. You know, he's just really into the whole, just ready for fighting, you know? Okay, so if you already messaged me, tell me so I can look, because I'm dumb as hell and I don't check my social media apps. So let me show you guys then. Let me show you. And again, if you message me, tell me so that I can go on and send you the thing. I'm gonna share my screen now. And I'm gonna show you guys the. So this was. Hold on, can I do this? Hold on. I'm trying to share the video of Wilder and how I follow him out. I'm not a stalker, but I did follow him out. I guess that does sound very stalkerish now that you mention it like that. But I was like, he would just not like, he just wouldn't. His wife is so pretty, but he just left. Like, he didn't talk to any of the media. It was his coach who was talking to the media, not Wilder. He was just with his low headphones listening to music. Is it not playing? Is it not playing? What the fuck? What is going on? Why is it not playing? This shit is so. Oh, it's this one. Oops. I was playing the wrong one. So he's like right there. And then the other one, my bad, I was sharing the wrong one. I'm stupid. He was just not giving us the time of day. Hold up. I'm going to share my screen again and then show the one where I just followed him out. Here it is. Share. And then this one, yeah, this is the one where he's. And he just didn't talk to any of us. I'm not paparazzi. I was just like hoping that he would. And yes, just to call in, you guys just have to message me on these social platforms and I will give you the link to join. His wife is so beautiful. Yeah, his wife is beautiful as heck. And Barrios do got hard. A lot of people were being mean about Barrios after, like, oh, he's pathetic and oh, he ain't shit. And it's like, bro, he did great. Like, I don't know what you guys are talking about, because over the first um the first rounds of the fight, he was really giving he was making it harder for Gervonta to adjust. He had a beautiful jab. He was doing great. So you just made it. Oh, okay. Let me. Is it 303CO something? Let me message you if you would like to join. Just don't say any disrespectful shit, please. Don't say anything mean to me. You can say, you guys can go off about what you think about the situation. But I do agree that Barrios got hard. Barrios is awesome. He did great. Barrios had a beautiful jab. I think where he fucked up is just letting the little dude, literally the little dude, bully you. Like once he started walking Gervonta backwards, that's where I'm like, oh no, like Barrios, just go back to the jab, my dude. Barrios, just go back to the jab. And he didn't. I don't know. Hardest boxing wife is Caleb Plant. Jordan Plant, yeah, and she does great. She does great on PBC. I would like to see Barrios against, other 140s. But Tank is just a machine. Like Tank is dead ass a freaking machine. And to the guy Maxwell, I sent you the link. Anybody that wants to come in, I sent you the link. Chris, if you want to come in, talk. We know Wilder's your favorite boxer. I know you were hoping that it would get delayed a little bit so you can show off your summer body in Vegas. I don't got a summer body. I'm gonna have to wait for next summer. um, Tank is on. Thank you, Corey. Oh, you guys make me so freaking. You guys make me feel happy. Tank is just one of those guys that he's just really, really impressive, And I know I would rather him fight Haney. I would rather him fight uh Teofimo. I would love for him to fight Ryan Garcia. I would love for him to unleash this same type of violence that he does against Barrios and how he did with, all the other guys. I would love for him to unleash that same violence against these other guys, right? I would love for that. I would love for him to do that. Why he doesn't, I'm not sure. I don't know. Like, and then what did you guys think? What do you guys think of Floyd saying that, oh, he's not gonna fight anybody outside of PPC? I personally didn't like that at all. I didn't like that he said that that Tank is not fighting anybody out of PPC. I feel like we don't want to hear that. We want him to fight Lopez and Haney and fucking what's his name, Ryan Garcia. Why would you say that, Floyd? Who's he gonna fight? Rolly? I mean, I know they got beef themselves too. Rolly, who the fuck doesn't Rolly have beef with? But I know he has beef with Tank as well. So what? That's the only fight you can make in house. I don't like that very much. No, oh. I'm missing comments. Sorry. I love Megan Thee Stallion, Corey. Matt, hello Matt, how are you? Long time no see. I hate Caleb Plant. He has a personality of post. This wins comment of the live so far. I am definitely posting this on my social media. He is a mumble boxer. You guys are so. Y'all are something else. But he do be giving Post Malone vibes. I see what you mean. I definitely see what you mean. And yes, Teofimo's definitely locked up for 2 fights, and he's also renewed his contract with Top Rank, which means that, yeah, that might be not a possibility for him to fight Tank. You guys are crazy. Mayweather also said he would keep Davis undefeated for 10 years. Mayweather? Undefeated for 10 years? I want him. Man, I respect Mayweather's legacy, but I really wish more people followed the who gives a fuck if I lose. Because loses really don't mean shit. And I think people are so scared to lose because of fans. Fans, once a fighter loses, the fans are immediately like, oh, this guy sucks or this guy was exposed. Y'all love to use the word exposed. guy was exposed, and it's like, come on, like losses don't mean shit. Look at Danny Roman. Danny Roman has 4 losses, and he is such a good fucking boxer, dude. He is so fucking good at 122. I feel like he won against MJ, but whatever. He lost his belts, but I think he boxes amazingly. He has losses. Look at Pacquiao. How many losses does he have? Like 8 or something? And he's still. I wish losses didn't mean shit. That's what I like about the UFC people. The UFC people have their fighters lose, and they're not like, oh fuck this guy, he sucks now because he lost, right? Styles make fights. Styles make fights. Just because one dude lost to one doesn't mean he'll lose to another. Another great top guy. It's just styles make fights, and I wish more people took that into consideration. Tank versus JoJo. They both can't make weight sometimes. They both have a history of missing weight. So hold on. Okay, my son wants to show you guys that he wants to be a boxer. Go. Okay, well, look out for Mason once he starts training so that he can fight Tank in 10 years if he's still undefeated.
Which boxing gym are you taking to?
I'm not sure yet. Hold on, okay? Well, I try to be. He should be fight Ryan Haney. I would love, and I love that Haney took the step to be a free agent. I love that. I love that Haney took that extra step to become a free agent. Yes, he's still working with Eddie Hearn, but he's no longer tied to the zone. And I feel like, me and Chris from the comments, we talked about this before. I'm so glad that Devin Haney took that route, right? So now there's no excuses for other people not to fight him or for fights to not be made because of promotional companies, because Devin Haney took that step to just stay a free agent. And that is a great choice. And I think a lot of fighters should do that. That way there's no excuse of like, oh, well, you're on the wrong side of the street. If everyone was a free agent, I feel like most people would get more fights would get done. You know what I mean? Let me see. I don't have a message from you, my dude. I'm sorry. Okay, I see. Okay, I just saw it. You were like in my hidden folder. I just sent you the link. You were like in my hidden folder. Um, yeah, I don't know when Triple G's supposed to fight in December. I heard against the Japanese fighter Murata. I call him Murata because I'm speak Spanish. I love Indian food. It was the 90s. It also was in. Yeah, I think again, we have to respect Mayweather because he was one of the best of our era, of course. But I don't like that now undefeated records are glorified. Every great Mexican fighter that I grew up knowing, because I grew up in Mexico, right? So I was more familiar with Mexican fighters. They all had losses in their records, and it wasn't like a big deal. Fucking Juan Manuel Marquez has a bunch of losses too. He has like 4 or 5, right? Or more. Barrera, Morales, they all have losses, right? So I don't know. I don't know what the deal is with that. I really hope. Ryan confirmed he turned down the fight. Ellerby confirmed Ryan turned down the fight. Tank tried to fight Ryan. When was this? Davis will kill. I think Diaz just hasn't proved to have any really pop behind his punches. So when someone comes in and has the ferocity behind the punches that Tank has, that's a problem against someone who doesn't have that same, type of thing. But having more losses than wins. Yes, then it's time to retire. Mason, Mason, yeah, he's been bugging me about going to a boxing gym, but right now it's because there's still like some sort of protocols of COVID in place. I need to find out where to take him. Devin versus Ryan will happen before. Oh yeah, most definitely. Not only because they're both work with Eddie Hearn, but because they've already have history in the amateurs, and I think maybe I heard they're even in the amateurs. I've also heard Devin beat Ryan more times, but I think maybe Ryan still wants to like avenge some of those losses, and Devin too. These things you say are. Thank you. I love that you guys are having fun here, Devin. Let's see. Ryan Garcia is a great fighter. He is. I just think he needs to a little bit, kind of more. he needs to not use mental health as an excuse. Saludos. I don't know why it comes out like that. I love the little sticker on here. I also see that this freaking thing is hiding comments again. I'm sorry if you don't see your comment on the screen. It's not because I'm deleting them, but because um YouTube does that where it just doesn't for some reason show them. Yes.
I got water and this came out.
Oh my god, that's so crazy. How about how? Yes, it's how and who you lose to. But again, styles make fights. Look at Pacquiao. He got knocked the fuck out by Marquez. But that, they were already 4 fights in. They knew they were better. They were better at timing each other because they already knew each other's moves, right? But it is how you lose. Look at, let's talk back on Barrios. Barrios lost, but he got a lot of fans because of the way he went out. He didn't just get on his bike, right? He didn't get on his freaking bike. He went back and started swinging at Gervonta and tried to catch him back. Shout out to Brenda Moreno. Shout out. Angelo Dundee used to say, "Show me an undefeated fighter, and I'll show you a fighter that has fought." Yeah, I don't think that applies to Mayweather though, because Mayweather did fight a lot of times. But I agree with you, yeah. And yes, I wish this fight would have happened at 140. I would have loved both of these guys to actually fight. Like this was the fight that never happened that I wish the most that it would have. Like Marquez versus Cotto at 140 would have been amazing. I would have loved to see that. But I guess now we get in an exhibition mode. They've been kind of talking about it. Marcellus is sleeping the bag on Wilder. Hello, Miguel. Don't you work? It's Thursday. Aren't you supposed to be at work, Miguel? Hi, Christopher. How are you? Hi, vamos a bailar. Let's go dance. Liam is like, I'm gonna tell him that. I'm gonna tell him. He probably could. Oh, American, I miss him. It's crazy how American was like prospect of the year back in like 2006, and like he was doing so well for himself, and then all of a sudden it's just like, boop, chin, boop, chin. Ryan Garcia is a great offensive fighter, bad defensive fighter. Not sure. Great offensive, bad defensive. Not sure he's gonna be a great chat. He might. I just don't want him to be another Amir Khan. I don't want him to just be getting caught recklessly because he can't properly have a, defensive plan. If that makes any sense. And I just don't want that for him. I want him to do better than Amir Khan and not just be a guy with the fast hands, right? I meant to say Mikey Garcia, Ryan on these keep maturing. Mayweather is a product of careful matchmaking to an extent, but I think I can't take anything away from Mayweather. Mayweather is just one of the best in our era. Everyone's tweeting and posting how they respected Barrios. Yes, they did. Yes, they did, and I think that's a great way to lose, to go out, not only just go out in your shield, but he did give Tank enough problems to where Tank himself said that he respected Barrios, that he said he didn't want to get caught with anything, which says, hey, I respect this guy's power enough to not want to get caught by any of his big punches that he was trying to land, right? I used to play baseball. Nothing. I don't do any combat sports. I do not want to get punched. I would not. I would get in a lot of fights in high school, but nothing like, not like boxing. Just in ratchet shit. Hello, Brown Gone One. How are you? When fans breaking it down, more than fighting is more entertaining. Not all about zeros. I agree. Good time. Amir Khan, like I think with Amir Khan is, if you have like a chin that's fragile, you would think that he would be a better defensive fighter, but he never took the time to be a more defensive fighter. And I feel like that's what fucked them up, in my opinion. That's what fucked them up, and he should have been a little bit more defensive, but he wasn't. So it's sad, really, because he was very promising. He was very, very promising. Don't say that. Don't say that. That's rude. Don't say that. I would hate that for him. No, I don't think anybody could fuck up as bad as Junior. I really don't think anybody can fuck up as bad as Junior. I really don't. I don't think so. Um, can Mikey beat Regis? Absolutely, absolutely. And I think that's one of the fights that I'm most excited about. I think I would give Regis the advantage because Mikey, I feel like he's kind of more about boxing now. You know, I don't think he's as passionate. I may be wrong. I may be wrong. But I feel like he's not as passionate about boxing anymore. And he's more kind of just about uplifting the fighters in his camp and in his brother's camp and kind of helping them. And, you know, I think he was mostly about making fights that, you know, will make him money regardless of the outcome. I think it'll be a very good competitive fight because Mikey Garcia has amazing timing. Mikey Garcia's timing is really fucking good. And he does have a little pop to his punches, especially, you know, he couldn't do shit to Errol Spence, but Errol Spence is huge. I think with Regis he'll have a better chance, and I think it's a 50-50 fight. But I think on this one I'm going to have to favor Regis for now. I might change my mind tomorrow, literally, but I don't know. You guys, if anybody wants to come on, please come on with me and let's talk boxing for a little bit. It wasn't until Mayweather told Tank he was done. The Tank said, "Yeah," and a lot of people were like, "Why is Mayweather in the corner? Like he shouldn't be on there." And I'm like, "Yo, it's not that deep. Just it's fucking Mayweather. What are you gonna do?" He was wearing all these chains. My kids like wearing fake chains, and when they saw Mayweather wearing all those chains, they're like, "Oh my god." Amir Khan, the last brown world champ. Then what was he? He was, wasn't he? We do. Yeah, y'all need one more. Soon. Lubin is Chinny too, but yeah, oh my god, that was such a good fight. And you guys, I'm not gonna lie, I was down. I was I was rooting for Banana. Okay, there's just something about Banana and his story about being in the Dominican Republic, and then he upset Harrison. You're like I was really like I was fucking with Banana. I was fucking with Banana even after he lost to Charlo. I was fucking with Banana. I love Banana. And this one's like, damn, he caught Lubin good. Lubin got it, a little stanky leg. But he's just, I don't know what's up with Banana's midsection. That if you just touch him there, he's like rolling he's rolling on the ring like if you put salt on a snail. Like he's all squirming and shit every time anybody lands anything to the body. So either he needs to move up or he just I don't know because what is it about him that anytime you touch him to the body he's just out bad, or I don't know if it's just the after effects of that Charlo punch or what, but Banana, I think he already just got exposed. I hate the word exposed, but he really did get exposed in a way that all you gotta do is land clean to the body and Banana's on the floor. Banana is on the floor, like that's it. Some shots Tank was giving Barrios gave me a headache. Yeah, he especially after dropping him, he was landing some really good shots, and I don't know how Barrios stayed up for that long, honestly. Anytime Junior comes to the ring looking like a I'm gonna have to screenshot this one too. Because of raspado, because of his hair? Or what are you talking about? He's still funny as fuck though. Oh my god, bro, Chavalana. I'm gonna post these on my Instagram because you guys are cracking me up. It's true, he did. Like, look at all these MMA guys losing to boxers, yet here comes old ass Anderson Silva and avenges all of them by defeating a legend's son. Oh my god, that is just hilarious. Too freaking funny, you guys. Too freaking funny. All of these MMA fighters, current MMA fighters, taking L's to YouTubers. To YouTubers. Yet here comes old ass Anderson Silva was like, my time to shine. Oh my god, you guys are hilarious. Inactivity is going to ruin Garcia. Mikey, perhaps, or Ryan. I think Mikey. I mean, he did fight. Well, yeah, his last fight was freaking Vargas, huh? Like in the beginning of 2020. So it's already been over a year. Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. It's been over a year already. Let's see. Oh, thank you. I did my makeup earlier, so thanks. I appreciate you guys. Favorite tequila. My favorite tequila is probably Corralejo. I like Corralejo. I like Corralejo. I think I'm gonna have to say Corralejo. I'll come on. I'll show my. Why y'all want to be anonymous on here? Banana got a muffin top and yet a faja. Oh my god, you guys are so mean. Maybe he's got a dad bod. Maybe he's a dad. Rosetta is just soft in the body. Too soft though. Like he crumbles. No, I am not even wearing pants. I'm not standing up. I'm on my underwear on here. Like it's hot as hell. I got my little AC, portable AC on. No. Has your other son got Spanish name or you? No. Before you guys drag me about my kids' names, just know that their dad named them. Their dad named both of them. Because we had a bet that if they were boys, he would name them, and if they were girls, I would name them. And with the first one, I lost. With the second one, I was so sure that I was so sure that I was having a girl. I was like, I'm having a girl. I already know. I could feel it. No, it was a boy. So their dad named them. Okay, don't come and give me no shit. I wanted to name them, and one of them Enrique. um, yeah, no, their dad named them. Boxing versus MMA. Now we all in it together. Well, I'm not like knowledgeable on the UFC. It's just so brutal to me. I don't like when they do that hurts my feelings to see that. That looks like it hurts really bad. I feel like, oh my god. But I'm gonna be watching this weekend because McMuffin is fighting that guy with the cauliflower ear, right? I don't know their names. I just know that it's a big UFC fight, and I'm gonna watch it. I think Junior was adopted from a man who runs upon. Es el lechero. Es el lechero, but I don't think so because they look alike. The government's watching you. Ooh, I'll send you the link. Hello, Chicana. What do you think about David Morrell, the Cuban? Oh my God, that fight was actually very For me, I enjoyed that because that guy that Casares, right? Casares was his name, right? He was always talking about, oh, I beat Canelo in the amateurs, which is a stupid argument because Canelo went pro at 15. That means you beat him when he was like 14 or 13. Why are you bragging about beating Canelo in the amateurs when he was in the amateurs, he was 13 or 14? Canelo went pro at 15. Bragging about beating him in the amateurs is not the flex that you think it is. And that guy was like, "Oh, Canelo's scared of me." And David Morrell beat the guy who not only beat Canelo in the amateurs, but he beat Chavez Jr. too. That's another guy who beat Chavez Jr. Casares beat he beat Jr. So he was on this high, like, oh, I beat Canelo in the amateurs. I'm the only one to ever beat Canelo in the amateurs, and I beat Chavez Jr., the son of the legend. So I feel like he was like on a high, right? He was like on this high about all of that, and no, like he's not. He's not. You know what I mean? Like he's not. No, McMuffin, McLovin, McConnor. Oh, boxing have Connor. No Get that fool in there again with Canelo just for some fun. Oh my god, Canelo would kill him. I also beat Canelo in the amateurs. I feel like I'm just gonna brag about that just because like anybody could say that. Boxing can have Connor. Don't need him in MMA. That's just me. I don't know much about them other than that he gets the people going. Mario what? What? Please, Matt, you can't say stuff like that and not give us the tea. Matt, you're gonna have to elaborate on that, please. Please elaborate. I don't know what that means. I just know that he was trying to be like an influencer. Like I thought he was trying to be an influencer and then he was trying to be a politician or something. I'm not sure what he was trying to do there. Oh my god. Oh, Chris, voice only, right? Chris is here. He don't want to show his face. You could have at least put a Jason mask on or something. Can you talk? Can I hear you? I can't hear you. Speak up, Chris. Speak up. I can't hear you. Boxy can't. I beat Canelo. I'm collecting. Chris, can you talk or no? I can't hear you, bro. I can't hear you. You know, I don't think Canelo's a video game guy. Oops. I don't think Canelo's a video game guy. He looks like he just tends to his horses. That's what he looks like. He just looks like a guy who tends. No, I'm not even wearing it. I'm wearing granny panties. Y'all don't want to see this. I'm beating a 2-year-old. Ah! I'm like, what is he talking about? I'm like, I thought you mean like, you know how like all these boxers have like allegations of stuff. I thought that's what you meant. But he was probably younger too. Chris, can I can't hear you, Chris. Connor can go mob Canelo. Oh my god, you guys really don't like Connor McMuffin. Why isn't he Estrada only using super bad as a nickname? I don't think Estrada's fighting a tomato can, is she? I think she's challenging for another title. I don't know why you say that because her last opponent was a champion and Sanisa. Oh, he left. And Sanisa challenged for a title, and for this one, she's also challenging for a title. So I don't think your statement makes much sense. But I'm done on MMA. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why you say that. Are you thinking I need them to, Brown? I need them to. I don't want them to not fight. Give Caleb Plant whatever the fuck he wants. Give him the money. Give him the money. Give him the money. I don't care how much he's asking for. Give it to him because he holds the last piece of the puzzle for Canelo to become undisputed and make history. So please do it. Have a great night, Corey. Thank you for being on here. Love you so much. Bye. Yeah, and I've been here for over an hour, so let's keep talking for a little bit. Sanisa fought an all champ who wasn't active, so you have to win a kind of. It's women's boxing. Like women's boxing doesn't have that much to choose from. One, but two, again, they're champions. As long as she's fighting champions and challenging for titles, I'm not gonna call. Personally, I don't even like to call fighters tomato cans or sack of potatoes. I don't know what the fuck bums. I think it's disrespectful as fuck when people call any fighters names. But go off. Did you see Oscar? Yeah, taking shrooms on. No, I didn't. I did not see it. I have not seen all of it. I saw that he said that he wants to fight Canelo and Manny Pacquiao, which to me, I'm just like, bro, like, let it go. Sometimes I get sad when I hear Oscar de la Hoya talk because I feel like he needs help. And I feel like his team should be trying to get him to, you know, to relax a little bit. I don't know. It makes me sad sometimes. Like when he was on that Triller stuff and he was like just going off saying crazy stuff, I was like, damn, that made me. I know people were laughing and I know it was funny and stuff, but I was not. He went on for way too long. Like they should just be like, okay, Oscar, go to sleep. For the sake of undisputed, yeah, just give him like 5 extra million. I don't know. Plan makes some kind of excuse where he says his team said another way. I'll clown him. Well, you know, he can't because he already turned it down twice, and this would be a third time of him turning it down. So, you know, I don't know what his excuse is gonna be this time. And yes, he's gonna be like, I'm worth more, and I'm worth. I feel like they should just pay him whatever they've been paying Canelo's other opponents, and then maybe like a little bit more. So because he has the last piece of the puzzle, you know, like I I don't know. I would hate for this fight not to happen. I would hate that. It was nuts. He was talking about talking to his mom on a vision quest and she forgave him. I did not know that. Y'all, I love that you guys come on here and you guys give me all sorts of information that I was not Not aware of at all. I was not aware of any of this. I just need you guys to help me decide something. Should I go to tomorrow's card? I don't know if I should go because it is gonna be hot, and if it starts at noon, that's kind of like I don't know if I want to do that. I'm sick and tired of people blaming the. I don't think he's. I would hope he's not back on recreationals, but I think it's mostly just him being salty. You know, he said a lot of things about Mayweather too after they fought. He continues to. So I feel like it's mostly the saltiness. It's not anything else. I feel like if that makes any sense. Are any of you guys gonna be there tomorrow? Are any of you guys from LA and are gonna be there at the fights tomorrow? I'm contemplating it, but it's a Friday. It's a Friday. If it was Saturday, then I would, but it's a Friday. I don't know. It's a I just What happens to Plan if he doesn't fight Canelo? Does he have to defend against? He would probably have to defend against somebody else at 168. I think the top guy is still Benavides, even if he lost his belt. He's still the top guys. Let's check the rankings, shall we? For the It's just and I feel like he would eventually have to face Canelo anyway because like it'd be a bitch ass move if he don't fight Canelo. I'm gonna just say it that way. Like I really hope that they just pay him what he wants so that they don't so that this fight happens. I don't want this fight not to happen. That sucks. Like this is we see undisputed Josh Taylor, undisputed Canelo. Who else is undisputed right now? I know I'm missing one. I'm missing one, guys. Who else is undisputed? I'm missing one. Guys, who's missing? Who am I missing? I know I'm missing someone. That's also undisputed. Nah, it starts at noon. I know. I would have to get there I would have to leave like at 10 to find parking and all that. And day drink. I have my kids and I have to drive, so I can't even day drink. You're right. You help me see clarity. No, there's not worth going. Do you think Mungia? I think he'll be as ready as he'll ever be, and I think because Triple G has been inactive for a while. I did not count his last fight. I did not count Golovkin's last fight against that guy that Mungia also just beat the fuck up. I think they should just make that fight because especially if Triple G's not fighting Andre who's on the zone or anybody else at 160, then fuck it, give him to Mungia. Let them both see what the fuck they're gonna do with one another. Let's see what they do. Danny Garcia's moving up to do what? Yeah, he's moving up. I don't know. I don't know what he expects. At one, but I think that's kind of a good move because 154 is just Charlo, the best one. Everybody else is kind of game. It's like you toss up and whoever wins, right? Besides Charlo, Charlo's clearly the best one in that division. But it's like if you just toss up a ball, everybody else it's hit. So he can just fight. He could fight Banana. Danny Garcia can catch Banana with a no look hook. Let's see. Khan had the physical tools, but not the mental tools. He just doesn't have. He was very lacking in discipline. Like every time he had a game plan, and he would not listen to. He wouldn't. He wouldn't listen. Oh my God, why is this shit acting stupid? Okay, so divisional rankings. Let's see. For 168, it is okay. Canelo, David Benavides, Caleb Plant, Billy Joe Saunders, Caleb Smith, Danny Jacobs. Oh, I forgot Danny Jacobs is already up. John Ryder, Carlos Gongora, Gabriel Rosado, Anthony Durrell, and David Lemieux. The top 10 guys. Half of those guys have just fought. Others have just, I don't know. Finally. Finally, what? What are you talking about? Yes, let's talk about this weekend's fight. Maybe giving a little bit of predictions. Right, Garcia can fight. I know he just won, so that can happen. I'm excited for Jamar Castaño. I'm trying to go see Castaño in camp tomorrow before he leaves. I don't know if I can catch him though. Yeah, I'm trying to go see him in camp tomorrow. I was supposed to see him on Wednesday, but they were sparring somewhere else that last minute and I couldn't go. But I'm trying to go tomorrow. Hopefully, I can slide on through the gym and maybe get some pre-fight thoughts on Castaño. But I think this fight's pretty good, and I think Charlo, I think Charlo has the edge. Obviously, Castaño, I have to respect that he went from immediately capturing this title to trying to unify with Charlo, and I honestly don't think it's just for a payday. I think he legitimately is searching for glory. Um, I gotta respect that, because any other guy who gets a championship is going to want to fight contenders, who's gonna want to defend as much as they can before trying to unify, especially because that the other champion is just one, is not multiple. Other times you can choose, right? You can choose what champion you could probably win or you can do better against. Here, you can't choose. It's just Charlo, right? And we've seen what the fuck Charlo does. He does to his opposition. So for him to just go straight into fighting Charlo, I think that's really good, and I'm really happy for him. And I hope he does well. And I think he will do well. I think he'll do well. But I think ultimately Charlo's gonna take that. Danny Jacobs doing what? Oh, Danny Jacobs is ranked at 168. He's at 168, even though I feel like he lost to Rosado. Smith versus Jacobs would be nice. Yeah, I think all of them, like same as like 154, all of them, turn them up. I sent you the link. Just click the link again, Chris. Click the link again because I don't see you on here. So try to click the link again and try to come in again. I don't see you on here at all. Like, try to get in again. Let's see. Where's the fight at? In San Antonio. Castaño versus Charlos in San Antonio. The one for Golden Boy tomorrow is at the Bank of California Stadium. Where LAFC plays basically in football. Yes, and so is Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant and Canelo, both of them. And I forgot which other one too has like a boxing name. People give themselves the funniest fucking names, bro. Castaño's bad timing, same night as Copa America final. What? Damn, that is. And I remember him saying something about that. I think he said something about that on the press conference that it like interfered with something else. I just want to see Charlo and Jacobs bump. I know. I think that's like a fight that I wish would have happened. Hopefully Charlo, once he moves to 168, they can finally get that shit done because they talk so much shit to one another to like not fight. Like they were literally fighting one another. If y'all are fighting one another verbally, can y'all fight in the ring? Like, please? Why are you guys not? I don't know. That it just irks me. That's just one of those fights that people kept talking shit to each other and then they never fought. You better start calling that. I know. Only the big bills. I really do hope that the Canelo Plan fight does happen because Eddie Hearn claims that right now he already they started, they got the ball rolling in negotiations and stuff like that. So I really hope this fight happens. I'll be bummed if it doesn't. And yeah, Canelo can fight Bertabiev, but I would rather him face Plant or Charlo or Benavides than Bertabiev. I would rather have him fight Benavides, but I think maybe he's just trying to catch another title at 175, or two titles at once. Yeah, right? Because he has Bertabiev has his belt, and then the one that he took, the WBC that he took from Vosdik, right? And then who has the other one? The other one, Smith has it, right? He just won it. I forgot who else. Jose says I just checked IBF rankings and spots 1 and 2 are vacant. Higher rankings are Russian Shevchenko, next guy from Kazakhstan, and the Uzcategui number 5 and Benavides. Yeah, IBF has a weird ass fucking ranking system. Uzcategui is the one that lost to Plant to get that belt. Benavides is much higher than that, and I get that he lost his belt, but he didn't lose it in the ring. Like he just lost it because he I think he was just so caught up in being a dad and stuff that he let go of his like weight. If I was rumored that I hope happens was Crawford versus José, no, it won't. I don't think so because Joselito Lopez is still PBC. You guys have to understand that. And if Crawford were to take on opposition at PBC that isn't any of the top dudes, people would be pissed. Me, I'm people. No, I don't think he would. Bomb Squad is on. Let's see. Can can you go now? Can I hear you now? Chris, why can't you talk? Maybe I think because you might have your camera off. Maybe turn on the camera and like put. Can you guys hear him? I can't. Let me see. Hold on. Maybe I don't know why we can hear you. Try to put a sticker over your camera and see if that helps. But no, I do not think Crawford versus José Lopez happens. I think Crawford versus Chon Cepeda is actually what's gonna happen. Um, I know Chon Cepeda's strength and conditioning coach, and Chon Cepeda was just got back.
How about now?
Yay!
Hey, okay, I see you. What's cracking?
Finally, I'm telling you, you should
Yeah,
have put on a
this.
mask or something at least.
I mean, the government is, out here watching me. I
Oh
can't be
my,
showing my face like
oh
that,
my
man.
god.
But what's cracking? I want to talk some Deontay Wilder. Let's go.
All right.
I'm
So,
ready.
what are your thoughts on the whole thing? What do you guys think, especially bomb squad people? Like, what do you guys get out of all of this?
Well, I mean, the thing that I don't like is that now we gotta wait. We gotta wait a whole extra couple of months just to see, Deontay Wilder get his vengeance. So I think that's the only downfall. And then I'm not gonna say like I suspected Wilder. I mean, a Fury of cheating, but I mean this is low key suspicious too because now it's like, what are you doing? Like, oh, you caught COVID. Like, it's a little weird to me. You know what I'm saying? And I think Fury, he waited a long. I mean, like they haven't fought in almost what 18 months,
Yeah,
and
it's gonna.
now
Yeah,
now we gotta wait an extra, I don't know, 4 months to fight. So I don't know. It all seems suspicious to me. Supposedly Jared Anderson knocked him out in
I heard that
sparring,
too. I heard that he was getting beat up in sparring, but nothing official. Just rumors,
but they
rumors
said
out
that
of
last
gyms.
time too. So that's why I don't. They said that last time though, so I don't know. I mean, all I know is that we gotta wait, and so a lot of us is not happy, but and it's showing us a little weakness in Fury. So and look, while we wait, I think uh, Wilder will get better. He's gonna work on some more skills. He's gonna do what he got to do. Malik Scott's gonna get him ready, and we just got to be patient. We got to be patient for retribution.
I think one of my favorite tweets about this whole situation is that somebody tweeted, Fury is about 2, 3 fuck ups away from me believing in Glovegate. And I could not fucking stop laughing. Like when I saw that, that shit had me so freaking dead. And I just retweeted it because someone just they just it's like again I think
I seen somebody.
go ahead,
I
sorry.
seen somebody say, that Wilder and Fury is, holding up, the or somebody said Wilder is holding up the undisputed, and I'm like, wait, Fury is the one who ran from the first rematch that, and if he would have, let's say if he would have won, then he would have got his chance to fight Anthony Joshua, but he ran from it, so that prolonged the whole it prolonged the whole undisputed it prolonged the rematch, and now you're here, and now Fury gets COVID, and I have quotation marks around it. Now we gotta wait even longer for the undisputed. So it's been Fury that's been holding everything up. He's holding the whole heavyweight up, and so now we just gotta wait.
I think what most people like want to know is what are Bomb Squad fans going to say if Fury just wins again and in the same fashion? Like, would people
I,
still
I
say that
can't
it was cheating
I
this
can't speak
second time around too?
I can't speak for other people, but if Fury wins again, it's just he was just a better man.
Okay.
Like
Because I
I'm
think that's people's concerns, especially people who don't believe in the cheating allegations. People are like, oh, so then if he wins a second time, would people still say, oh, he cheated again? You know what I mean?
like I said, I can't speak for other people, but I mean, and if they do, I mean, I would, you know how we talk about, folks carrying narratives and
Mm-hmm.
agendas. So I think, it would just be agenda carrying at this time. Uh, but for me, I think if Wilder do loses a second time, which I really don't see it, but if he do, I'm just gonna have to take it. You know what I'm saying? And it just shows how good of a fighter Fury is. But I just don't see that happening.
Do you think it's career ending for either of these guys to lose? Like, for
No,
example, if Fury beats Wilder again, especially in that tremendous fashion, do you think people would just lose all hope in Wilder, especially after the allegations, and then just after that, would it just be like, okay, that's it? And with Fury, it would be like, oh well, then if Wilder beats him this time, then it must have been true or whatever, and then people won't want to fight him anymore.
I would say this: if Wilder loses in the fashion that he lost the first time, yeah, most people are not even going to take him serious. They won't even care about Wilder unless he has some crazy comeback, knocks out like 5 or 6 dudes in a row, and somehow fights Anthony Joshua for the undisputed. If Joshua's to beat Fury, but I mean, it would be pretty. It would be very bad for Wilder if he lost in that fashion the second time. If it's like you know a very competitive fight like
Yeah.
the first time, I think then people will be like, at least he went out on the shield. And if Wilder doesn't say anything, he just takes the L. I think people will respect him. If Fury loses, I think certain people will say, "Oh, see, it's because he's cheated." But I mean, I don't think. I mean, it definitely not going to be career ending for Fury unless it mentally gets to him since he has those mental issues. Mental.
Do you think that, because let's say Wilder wins, do you think we would finally see Wilder versus Joshua? Because,
Yes,
that's a fight that we never saw. And I would fucking hate for Wilder to lose badly and then we don't see a Joshua fight. I would hate that.
the reason why I know that a fight with Anthony Joshua would happen is because I don't know if y'all know this, but Wilder, I know certain people know this, but Wilder in the interview said, I I put off money. I actually took less money to fight Fury a second time than to fight Joshua. He said that in an interview. So I think he would fight Joshua. He had to get his get back with Fury since it was a draw. So he wanted to wipe that draw clean. But and we all know what happened. But yeah, so he'll fight Joshua. I mean, at the end of the day, Wilder been wanting to smoke from Joshua for a very long time, and I mean, his mantra, his little motto, one face, one name, one champion, and so there's got to be one champion in the heavyweight division.
I need one champion in all the fucking divisions.
I mean,
That's what I want.
look, the welterweight division is the one where we really need a one champion.
Yeah. Oh my god, I'm tired of that.
But I don't know if you've seen this, but my guy, the guy I told you about, I listened to, Fred from the barbershop. He came out and said that he thinks Bud is re-signing with Top Rank
No, he better not.
because he said that Bob Arum mentioned a fight for next year, and now we all know is that Bud contract is up at the end of October or somewhere in October. This is his last fight with Top Rank, and it's over in October. So if they're talking about a Josh Taylor versus Bud next year, then I mean, unless he's just going to be a free agent and he's just going to work with Arum, man, Bud
But
needs to
I don't think so because Aram and Crawford have had like issues because remember how he oh my god, I'm gonna have to screenshot this one. Look at what this he says, I want my women loyal like Wilder fans. I think like with I think Bob Arum and Crawford had problems because Bob Arum straight up dissed Crawford and said that it costs him money to promote him because he doesn't sell. Remember
Yeah,
that?
but Bud has never said anything bad back about Aram. Like he just takes it.
Yeah. I
So I
know he
mean,
didn't. I because Delfimo took like Delfimo was like he was feeling some sort of way too about Top Rank, you know, after he beat him. So I don't know.
yeah, I
Um,
mean, you know how I feel. I think these fighters should learn from Mayweather. Canelo, he's doing it. Devin Haney, he's doing it. Regis, he's doing it. Mikey, he's
yeah,
doing it.
Mikey. Yeah, I hope that's the future because I'm tired of this other side of the
Terrence
street.
Crawford can really do that, and he could fight. I mean, how big do you think that fight between Terrence Crawford and Earl Spence is? Would it be bigger
Huge.
than Pacquiao and Earl Spence?
No, because Pacquiao's Pacquiao,
Mm.
and Crawford hasn't had that promotion, and because look, Pacquiao has a whole country behind him, and Pacquiao just has that still pay per view power. Everybody knows who the fuck Pacquiao is, even if they don't follow boxing. Only the hardcore fans know Crawford. You
See,
know,
and that's
Errol Spence got a little bit more clout because he's done pay per views before, and because he's marketed himself better, or he's gotten better. But I think no, I think anything Pacquiao wins. Now Brown gone. I have not heard Brown. I have not heard any Wilder fans claim that he had COVID. Have you heard it? Chris?
Wilder said. I think Wilder said he had COVID. That's why.
Oh, I did not. I had never heard that.
Yeah. Well, matter
I'm
of
not.
fact,
I don't keep up
Wilder
with
said
him. No offense.
Wilder said in the first fight that he wasn't feeling well. You know, when they first fought, he didn't say that was COVID. But then in the second fight, he said he wasn't feeling well. Now again, he don't. I don't think he defended. However you say that word. I don't think he specifically said he had COVID, but he said he might have had it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he did say a lot of things, so I don't know. I don't know, but he
He said,
wasn't
and
feeling
I
right
think
that fight.
that's why people, I think that's what made it worse. I feel like he would have lost, and people would be like, "Man, like it's heavyweights. Shit happens. One fight can end one way. The next fight can end differently because it is the heavyweights, right?" But at the same time, like, oh my god, like he went on so many, I think, excuses, and like they all were so different that I think people felt like he was just trying to grasp at whatever excuse he could, and I think that's what hurt his reputation, unfortunately.
I mean, so for me, I think it's about having the right team around you, and I do think Wilder got good people around him, but at some point, you got to just say, hey, let's not say anything. But I think if I can't tell Wilder how to feel, and so I don't. For me, it didn't hurt his reputation, but I do understand why it did for other people. So I mean, all he got to do is get his get back, and I think everybody will be like, okay, you were right. You were feeling some type of way. I mean, I personally thought that suit was heavy, and I feel like I should have tweeted it out before it all happened because I was like, you coming in with that big old suit, like
But he had done that before, though. He came into that suit against Brazil to one similar like that with like he looked like some sort of like villain from the Power Rangers in like the
he
1990s,
had,
which
he
I
had
loved. I love that. He looked like that Mortal Kombat thing too. Like he
he
had
looked like
already come in with something like similar, right? Like the
yeah, no,
little
he had the
crystals
all
and
white, he had the all
mhm.
white and gold suit versus Ortiz, and it was
Oh,
clean,
Ortiz, yeah.
but I don't know. It was something that was just kind of weird. I felt like the black suit he had on was much bigger. It was much bigger. It was weird. I really should wish I should have tweeted it out before it happened because now it's it would look like an excuse. But at the end of the day, they're gonna fight. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I would say it wouldn't hurt his reputation because I mean, yeah, he making excuses, but at the end of the day, he's still fighting. He wants the rematch. He wasn't the one that was trying to run from the rematch. Fury was. Fury tried to get out of it, and now he's got COVID. You know what I'm saying? So I would I wouldn't say it hurt his reputation with me. You know, but
I'm just hoping. I think I'm bummed out because I feel like this can be, shift the momentum. Like I don't know. Maybe I don't like when fights don't happen when they're supposed to. Like
no, no, I completely agree. I
it
mean, it
makes me
hurts.
feel like the outcome can change.
It hurts
Time can
boxing.
change.
It
Time the time can change the outcome. I feel like.
it hurts boxing. It hurts
And
boxing.
then now, if Wilder does beat Fury, they might say, "Oh, it's because he had COVID."
Exactly. I was thinking about that. Yep.
Because
Eustace.
they said that with Valdez when Valdez beat Berchelt, right? Because I think I can speak for a lot of people, myself included. I thought Berchelt was gonna decapitate my boy Valdez. Like I was just like praying for Valdez. I was like, oh my god, I love them both, but I was legitimately worried for Valdez. Just like I was worried for Nonito Donaire when he was gonna fight Inoue, and look at that how that turned out too. He went the distance with him when I thought he was gonna get his head knocked over, right? And I think we all have that like, oh well, he only. Not everybody says this, but a lot of people said that Valdez got help from COVID.
Mighty Morphin Power Wilder. Hey, I like that one. Screenshot that one. Mighty Morphin Power Wilder.
Yeah, I'm gonna post
uh,
that one.
I think so for the Valdez fight actually. So you of course you know that I've only been like a true real boxing fan for like what 4 years now. Like truly watching almost every fight, but I never got a chance to watch Burchelt fight. I
Oh no,
was a,
but shit, yeah, he was
I,
fucking up everybody.
I was a Valdez fan,
I
but
wanted
then
him to fight Gervonta too and Lomachenko. Like I really wanted Brachet against Loma and Gervonta back then, like 2-3 years ago, and that never happened.
I yeah, I mean I was a Valdez fan, but I didn't like how Valdez looked his last couple of fights.
Hmm.
So I'm like, oh well, everybody's saying Burchell was gonna win, so I'm gonna go with Burchell. And like
Yeah.
I'm an idiot for that one because Valdez came out looking, and I don't think it was COVID. He looked like a much better
No,
fighter.
he was another fighter. He really
Yeah,
was.
much better fighter. I mean I've never. I mean he was different. He was different, and I think it takes time to adjust to a new trainer. So I think this was what his fourth
Yeah.
fight with Reynoso.
Yeah, with Reynoso.
Yeah, and he had it. He was the man that night.
Now
But I
Brown. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no go. What you about to say?
I was saying that Brown says, I hope Wilder and Fury knock each other out and go away forever. And I honestly think this is the sentiment for a lot of people. Like, so many people are so fucking tired of this already that they're just like,
Yeah,
oh my God, like just fight each other already or go away. But I think, again, if Wilder hadn't made all of those claims, I feel like he would be in a better standing with the fans, and fans would only be mad at Fury. Does that make sense? Like fans would be mad at Fury because he didn't
it's fair. It's
take
fair.
precautions, but now oh,
It's
he
it's
lost $100 on Bachet.
it's completely fair. It's completely fair. I understand what fans are saying. I mean, like as a Wilder fan, I mean, I'm a big Wilder fan. I literally will rewatch all his fights all the time and everything. But at the end of the day, I understand how why our fans are mad at him, and I can't even say much. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't say much. All I'm saying is, at least he's trying to get his get back. That's all I can
Yeah,
say. I can't really say, oh, well, y'all shouldn't be mad at him because, I mean, yes, he did say, oh, I was feeling sick. Oh, he said it was the suit. Then he said it was the gloves. Then he said it was the water. I mean, I understand.
yeah,
I'm going to give you my real take. Don't be posting this take anywhere, though, because I don't want folks to be trying to call me out or anything. Again, I'm a Wilder fan. I think Wilder's going to knock him out. But in that second fight, it was all about adjustments. Fury came in heavier. Fury came in with another trainer. Fury came in with a different strategy. Deontay Wilder came in with the same mindset, same strategy. I'm gonna knock you out with my right hand. That literally was the second fight. So But Wilder gonna get back on the third fight. That's all I can say.
Whatever the outcome is, I just can't wait because I need this to be over already. One, two, I know the Twitter streets are gonna be fucking crazy with whatever outcome happens. Whoever knocks out who, Twitter is going to be crazy.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's why, and that's why I think it would have been perfect if it would have just happened in a few more weeks. Because what do you say? Wilder. Well, I mean, oh, that dude's from the UK, so I don't be understand what they be saying. But but yeah, no, I mean, I think if the fight would have happened this month, folks it would have got over with. Now we got to go a few more months of them talking trash to each other, folks hearing claims, folks doing all of this extra stuff, and so I mean, it's really gonna tire the fans out. But again, it's Fury. This rematch could have happened last year.
Yeah, that's what
I
I
mean,
see when the whole arbitration thing happened and people were mad at Wilder. I was on live and I told people like you guys need to realize that this all should be directed to Fury because Fury was the one that started negotiating a whole ass other fight before really realizing that he's still by contract still obligated with Wilder. So that's just Wilder's just trying to make the contract happen what he was, you know, what he got in a contract. That's it. So I don't know if people were angry.
yeah, I mean,
Wait, who built what country? I'm not
we
from the
talking about
US.
you think I would talk about the UK because I don't know.
I'm not from the US. I was born in Mexico. But slaves built this country. I don't know what you're
Yeah,
talking
we
about.
built this country.
Y'all
We built
colonized it.
this brick by brick.
The UK the UK is the reason why every other country has like Independence Days.
We colonizers, man. What these colonizers about?
The original colonizers.
We don't colonizers. But anyways, what other fights you gonna talk about? I'm
Let's
excited.
just let's give our predictions and then
I've
end it already. Let's
I've
because
never
we've been
seen
here for 2 fucking hours.
I've never seen a Fortuna fight. And if I have, I just don't recall. Like Barrios was on that undercard on the Tank fight. I actually went to live when he fought. When he was supposed to fight Abner Maris, but he ended up
Oh,
fighting
yeah.
some other dude.
Yeah.
Barrios was on that. I don't even know how to say his name right, but Barrios was
Barrios.
on that undercard, and I was like,
Yeah. Barrios was in the undercard for Leo too. Barrios fought the cowboy.
yeah, I
He
remember that
fucked them
one.
up. That was a bloody ass fight.
Yeah, it was a bloody fight, and I watched that fight, and I was like, dang man, I don't know how Tank gonna get inside, man. This is. Whoa, I was like, Tank, I don't know why you going up to 140 fighting some dude that's like 5'11".
I really hope he goes back down. I really hope he goes back down because
No,
I
no.
want him to fight everybody else at 135.
Well, this is what I was trying to say in the comments, but you kept reading over it. Ryan Garcia legit turned down that fight. Because remember, Ryan Garcia, 2 rounds. I'm gonna knock Tank out in
I
two
know
rounds.
that should piss me off.
I went on Ryan Garcia's live because I'm like, okay, I respect you, Ryan. You got knocked down and now you're trying to fight Tank. I respect it, right?
I was just like, you're crazy. Like, please go back to
Yeah,
the
I
gym.
remember you was like, he's crazy for taking the second fight, but I was telling you, I was like, oh, you know what? Ryan got heart. And then on his live, he's like, guys, why would I put Tank aside? What fight do you think I'm gonna take? The biggest fight that could be made that I'm gonna put Tank aside. And he was talking about Pacquiao. And lo and behold, that was never a real thing.
The thing is that that's what I mean. He's young, right? Ryan's young, but he fucked up with even mentioning Pacquiao without having like you're supposed to have shit signed already in paper by him in order to make these claims. You can't claim you're fighting Pacquiao when he hasn't even. There's been no contract. There's been nothing. Like you can't be doing that.
Yeah, he embarrassed himself. I mean, talk about clout chasing. He really
So
embarrassed.
yeah, well, hopefully he learned his lesson not to do that anymore.
Yeah, because I mean, you called out Tank. You said all of these things about Tank, and then you go to Pacquiao, and then you're supposed to fight Fortuna, and then you ain't fight nobody because you had a mental breakdown. So
In Mexico, in Spanish, I don't know if they say it anywhere else. We call that el perro de las dos tortas because it basically means the dog with the two tortas, and that means a dog wanted two tortas, but they fell when he was trying to get away with them, and now he's left with nothing.
Yeah, I mean, when you talk too much, see Ryan Garcia's, he's a social media guy.
Yeah.
That's how he got a lot of his fame, and so he was doing his little social media thing, and look at him, But Leonard Ellerby was like, we contacted, his team. They didn't want to fight, so they were left to look for They was left to look for somebody else, and Barrios was right there. Tank wanted to challenge himself, and I respect Tank for that. And it was a beautiful fight, actually. If you that Barrios and Tank fight, that was beautiful because for somebody, it showed a lot of like shorter people like this is how you fight a taller fighter, And I know I heard you talking about his jab, how he was doing good with the jab, but yeah, Tank started taking away that jab. Tank started, he downloaded information, started taking away his jab,
Not
and like
like
you
Loma
said,
that took
what'd you say?
not like
Oh
Loma
yeah.
that took all this to download. Okay, so before we go, you mentioned earlier that Top Rank, I think it was you, right? That mentioned that Top Rank, that Delfimo was tied with Top Rank for 2 more fights. And yes, if he fights Cambosos and wins, there's, talks that there's already a rematch in place for,
For Loma, yeah.
Lomachenko versus Lopez too. How do you see that fight going now that maybe Lomachenko is not going to take 7 fucking rounds to start taking the fight seriously?
Oh, okay. So, and I could be completely wrong, but if anybody watched that fight, once Loma finally downloaded his information after 6 rounds of doing nothing, he was messing up Tio until the 12th round. I
Yeah,
think Tio, really let his hands go. But I think in the second fight, I think you're going to see a lot. You're going to see what you've seen when Loma started letting his hands go. He's gonna dominate Teofimo. I promise you that. I will put. I don't know. I don't bet, but I don't know. We could do AVI bets or something. But I
see,
definitely
the
want to.
thing is that like I want to believe that, but like you mentioned in the 12th round, Dofimo came back and kind of gave the fight back to Lomachenko. So what if he's just like, okay, I felt the punches. He popped his head back a couple times in the last rounds, right? He was like popping Delfimo's head back a couple, but I just I feel like the size will still be the difference. And
I
now
mean,
this is Lomachenko versus Tank.
Look, this is what I would want. I would want Teofimo to win because I would want a Teofimo versus a Gervonta Davis. But I just don't see Teofimo beating Lomachenko. I think Lomachenko is going to hit him from all the angles he do. I think he's going to keep the pressure on him this time, and it's a nonstop pressure. And I think he's going to. Honestly, I think he could stop Teo. I honestly think so.
I would, and then again, I think. See, I was also pissed with Lomachenko and his excuses. They said he had an injury, that he broke this, that he broke that. All these fucking excuses, right? He also said that the judges weren't on it and that the compute box was wrong. You heard all the shit he said too, right?
My shoulder was hurt. I
He
really
talked
wanted
about
that
his shoulder.
fight.
He talked about the judges and he talked about compute box being
Yep,
rigged too.
yep. I heard it all. I heard it all. Yeah, he was making his
So
excuses.
I was like, bro, you need don't do this. I was saying like, don't, not you, bro, not you, like that meme, not you, not you, please. So I think like I would be lying if I said I didn't want the rematch. Like I do want the rematch because I want to know what Lomachenko's gonna do this time, and I feel like if Teofimo still beats him, then it only solidifies him like as like some next level shit.
Yeah, and then this is the sucky thing is because I really do want Teal to win that fight because I wholeheartedly think Gervonta Davis will stop Teal. I mean, that power, you seen it. That power is real.
But Delfimo has power too.
He does. But I mean, we seen Tank take, like in the 10th and 11th round, you seen it. Tank just started, he had to let his defense go because he felt like he was down on the cards and he just let himself get hit. But
Jose
also,
says he also thinks Loma might beat Theo in the rematch by KO. Ooh,
that could happen
spicy.
because remember against Campbell, I thought
Spicy.
Campbell was getting some good shots on Loma, and it showed he hurt Loma a few times in that fight.
To the body, yeah.
And then we seen Linares knock down Loma. So Loma can. That's the only reason why I think Tank can beat him because I mean, again, Loma footwork is special. The way he punches nonstop is special. His angles is special. But I think once he feel that power, I think you can flatline. You could flatline somebody like Loma. But so I mean, like I said, I hope Teofimo can beat Lomachenko because I really want Tank to fight him because him and his dad talk way too much, and I think
I know
if
they do.
if anybody can shut down Teo, it's the power of Gervonta Davis, and I think Gervonta Davis is a better defensive fighter.
Rosa still knocks Loma out. He's gonna get clipped by that right hand. That's why he took so long to download the first part. I think it was the height and reach mostly. But okay, guys, we've been over here for 2 hours. I'll go live again on Sunday so we can talk about tomorrow's action and then maybe some McMuffin and the UFC stuff in there. Thank you, Chris, for joining the live. I loved it. Hopefully you can join again next time too so we can keep talking about this. And you guys, again, thank you for keeping the conversation going. I appreciate it. Jose says it's such an amazing fight. Loma versus Tank. I've been wanting this fight, but Loma was like, I feel like Tank felt like he wasn't ready back then. Maybe he feels ready now. But again, with Floyd saying that they're only going to make in-house fights, that shit pissed me off. I hope not.
I wouldn't put too much stock in what Floyd said. Just listen.
You're like, ignore him.
Listen to what Leonard Ellerby says. Leonard Ellerby is the one that says a lot. Just watch what Leonard Ellerby says.
All right. You guys have a good one. We'll see you guys on Sunday. I'm gonna say around 5:30 p.m. Pacific time. I don't know what that's everywhere else, but Sunday live and just go watch my other videos and stuff. And if there's more shit unfolding tomorrow, I'll post videos then. But probably not because that card's happening. I forgot that card is happening tomorrow and not Saturday. Oh my God. All right, you guys have a good day. Chris, anything you want to say? Maybe give a bomb squad real loud?
Nah, I don't do all that. I'll see everybody.
Bomb squad. All right, you guys have a